Hello. This is like a really random stream that I actually decided to do. And actually, you know what, now that I think about it, I don't think I changed my cover photo for this video. Hello. Let me just, oh hang on, my light's flickering a little bit. Sorry if my voice is a little bit off. Also, hi. I know, I missed you guys too. Sorry, two things. First off, hi. First off, sorry if my voice is a little bit off. I just got over being sick. Second, let me make a quick post on Instagram that we're live, and on Twitter. Hello. Oh, I saw a hi Liz in there. Hello, Liz. We are live on. Made you look. Come hang out. Hang out. Smiley face. YouTube.com/made you look. You know what's funny? I actually think I'm like the only person that like does their updates while they're live streaming. I think most people like have this stuff set. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on stream now that I get his focus, whatever. And me, I'm like, okay, first 5 minutes of stream, I'm like, let me let everybody know that we're live. Oh, also, if anybody on here is on here from Instagram that won the Tartlet giveaway, congratulations, because it's a really sick thing to, oh, come on. Seriously, Snapchat? She's probably watching, right? I think a friend of mine's probably watching this right now, and she's probably like, oh, no, definitely not. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, thank you! I'm really appreciative that you guys like my room. Clearly I'm still setting stuff up for Christmas. Sorry I've been, like, kind of MIA. I've been, like, kind of back and forth. Feels like for the past couple months, actually, on YouTube, I've been a little bit, like, sketchy. Not so much here, not so much there. I was working on Halloween a lot in September, and so that's kind of why I was a little absent in September. Took a little bit of a break from YouTube also for, like, probably, like, a month. And then towards the end of Halloween, I decided, I'm like, you know what, this year, I'm going to go out and I'm actually going to enjoy Halloween, since it's very rare that I actually do get to go out and enjoy Halloween, because I'm always, well, not like I don't enjoy Halloween, but it's very rare that I actually get to go out and go to haunted houses and hang out with friends and family and stuff like that, because I'm always busy filming for said Halloween. Then, with November happening, also, shout out to Diabetes Awareness Month. That is in November. I am a type 1 diabetic. I've been a type 1 diabetic for 11 years now, which seems absolutely insane to me. But we can go over that. We can go over that in a little bit. Plus, if you've been watching me for a while, you guys already know I'm diabetic. You're like, yeah, Lex, you do this every single year, which I do. So then, with it being November, and I just started a clothing line, which hopefully you guys saw the video that I did. It was like, this video will be deleted in 24 hours. A lot of people were like, why? Like, why are you going to delete it in 24 hours? Mainly just because there was, like, no reason for me to keep it up. Like, it was just a video, like, announcing something, and it wasn't anything spectacular. I wanted to put some, I mean, it was spectacular what I was announcing, but I'm saying I wanted to put together a real nicely shot, you know, good angles and everything. Video, like, officially announcing my clothing line, which I still have not had the chance to do. But actually, it is, in case you hadn't found out or had not heard, is called Slightly Strange. This shirt is actually for sale on my website. It's really comfortable, very soft, and etc. And then I also have these bracelets. I mean, I have more than just these, my nice, lovely Bruce. I have more than just these bracelets on the website, but I do hand put all of these bracelets together myself. So if you are ordering a bracelet, I put that bracelet together, and if you need a custom size or anything like that, if you're being serious about ordering one, you could definitely shoot me an email. Everything is on the website if you guys need a smaller or larger size. I have very tiny wrists, so I completely understand needing a smaller size. I make them at 7.5. My bracelet is strung to 7, but I recently actually just did a couple for 6.5, so I totally understand tiny and smaller or larger wrists. Thanks, Sophie. I do not have beanies on my website yet. I'm a big beanie lover, as you know. I wear Neff beanies all the time. And Love Your Melon. Those are like the two beanies that I wear constantly. But I am hoping to get them on the website with some slightly strange logos and stuff. I'm trying to do my winter release, but with just starting this clothing line, is definitely like a new adventure for me, starting this clothing line. It's very very much a learning process for me. Obviously, I have tons of designs and everything that I want to do. It's just, or have been working on. Actually, I would show you the designs I've been working on, but I hung them in the hallway. So they are attached to the wall with command strips, and I'm not taking them off the wall because I don't want to accidentally put a hole in my wall just to show stream. You guys will be seeing those hopefully fairly soon as far as at least one design goes. But I've been working on a lot of that. I've just been working on a lot of different stuff in life. I've been taking kind of a little bit of break from social media, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. Like, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I've been busy. Yeah, I absolutely have, but I've also been taking some time to myself, which has been much needed. And the winter here is pretty intense about no sunlight. So I'm kind of thinking about looking into moving to California for a little bit. So I've kind of just had a lot going on in life overall. Thank you, November Moon, for loving my room. Megan, necklaces. I actually am looking into necklaces now. I probably should have been placing the orders that I need to for my clothing line in October. But that, like I said, this is also a learning process. I would have liked to release everything the beginning of November, but I am a little bit behind on that just because I am still learning. Like, honestly, like, everything is going to be like, this is learning. Like, I have run a business before. Obviously, I'm still running my business. By the way, for those of you guys who are watching stream right now, sorry, I swear this will not be a constant advertisement, but I do have my brush set on sale, the half blue, half black ones. Let me see if I have anything right. Yeah, these guys. I do have these on sale right now on madeyoullookbylex.com, and I also have my eyeliner on sale. I have the full set on sale, and I still have the eyeliner on sale. The eyeliner is going out of stock. Like, I will not be getting it back. So once it's gone, it's gone. It's really good eyeliner. But my main focus has been shifted over to this clothing line. And with me just being one person, it's really hard for me to manage because as far as like trying to do two businesses with selling the eyeliner and etc., because I do pack everything myself. I do all the addresses. I mean, I do everything myself. So I am just one person. But if you guys want to get the brushes on sale, because the brushes will not be on sale forever, I would go and do those. And like I said, once the eyeliner is gone, the eyeliner is gone. So if you guys want to get your orders in for that, please do so. Jorgen, no, the clothing line is not like female only. As of right now, I have more female geared clothing, but I will be doing more. I mean, obviously these are unisex shirts. These are not like, they're not tight shirts. They're like the loose fitting, really nice kind of shirts. I will be doing more unisex stuff, male, female. It's going to range to everybody, especially since as well, my style is a little more on the tomboy kind of side. So we'll see, but I definitely will be expanding. It's just going to be like a slow and steady process, especially since like stuff that I'm doing is also going to be hand-painted stuff. Not everything, but some stuff I will be doing hand-painted stuff, which is going to take a lot of my time to be able to do. Thanks, Jasmine. I'm really glad you like the eyeliner. Ah! Oh my god, very long name. Panic at the Hamilton Potter Fallout fandom. How did you like Jigsaw? I don't want to give any spoilers, okay? But I'll tell you, I really liked it. But I mean, like, I don't know. I know when I did my video for Saw, people were like, of course it's sponsored because of Saw. I love Saw. I genuinely love the Saw series. I love all of, there's one that was a little sketchy. But I mean, like, overall, I love the series. And I thought Jigsaw was really good. I really think it's worth seeing. It's kind of thinker at the end. I mean, like, they're all kind of thinkers at the end, you know, they're like, music, and everything comes together, you know what I mean? But you're like, this one, like, I was like, oh, I predict, and it kind of did. Like, I kind of thought it was going to be, like, what they were leading up to, but I wasn't 100% on it, and it was, like I said, I don't want to give any spoilers, like, it's still, I think, too soon to do spoilers on a live stream like this, but they definitely have one part at the end, and if you're paying attention, you'll see what's gonna happen, because you're like, oh, that doesn't make sense, and at first you're like, oh, is this a movie error? Did they not catch this? And then you're like, well, that's not possible for it to be a movie error, because it would be like a pretty big movie error for them not to catch this. And then it makes sense into the story. I really liked it. Thank you, Shadowfly, for thinking that I am nice. I have not seen Thor at all. At all. What's odd is I didn't even know Thor was coming out. And someone was like, oh, about, like, seeing Thor. Oh, hey, Jordan. Yeah, I'm like, I had no idea. It's so weird. Same thing with that Riverdale thing. Is that's what it's called, right? The Archie thing? I had no idea about it until, like, these people are, like, some people are posting about it. And I'm like, that's what it's called, right? And people are saying it's so good. People are, like, doing characters from it. And yeah. Riverdale. People are doing characters from it and everything. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Oh, thank you, Jorgen. Appreciate it so much. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. I hope you do order a t-shirt. It's super comfortable. I still got the Creepin' It Real ones, and I still have these. What I like about these is that these are like the tri-blend shirts, so it's like you know those are gonna be soft. Love them. Quinn says, my best friend was just diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic. How do I support her? Well, Quinn, I'll tell you what, okay? Being diagnosed as a type 1 is a roller coaster. Your entire life changes. Quinn's probably like, wow, great, Lex, this sounds like it's gonna be fun. It's an interesting roller coaster. So I would say if you're gonna support somebody, it's a friend that's newly diagnosed type 1, first off, don't tell them how to eat. Don't be like, I'm going to get cupcakes for the class, or cookies for the class, if you're in school. I don't know if you're in school. If you're not in school, don't be like, I'm going to get cookies for everybody, and you can't have one. Don't do that. Just leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do, you know. And another thing that you could do is try your best to understand the numbers. I don't know if you're in the UK or if you're in the US, or, let me scratch that. I don't know if you're in the US or anywhere else in the world, but our number systems are different. So it's like, for us, let's say a 50. A 50 is a low blood sugar. So if your friend is like, my sugar's 50, you should be able to understand at least a little bit of what that 50 means. And that means they need sugar or carbohydrates, fast-acting carbohydrates, like something liquid like Coke or like orange juice or something like that, like now. So like that's, I would say, as far as supporting your type 1 newly diagnosed friend, try your best to understand the numbers, because that way too it's easier for them to say, I am this number, and you have a rough idea of if you need to help them or not. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, my little, I saw that. Thank you, Dragonhood, for liking my guitar. Funny thing about the guitar, actually, is that I can only play very, very little on the guitar. I am a big rock fan. I'm a big music fan. I really like all the punk kind of stuff and etc. So I usually have my guitars hanging on my wall. My guitars are signed. The only one that's not signed, I mean, obviously they're not up right now. The only one that's not signed is my Blackhawks guitar, which I would love to have signed by a Blackhawks player. Especially Patrick Kane, obviously Kane, my dog. But this guitar, whoop, backwards. This guitar is signed by Brett Michaels. And then my Alice Cooper guitar is obviously signed by Alice Cooper. And I actually tried to learn how to play guitar when I was about 13, and that's like when not tried. I did learn some guitar, not a lot, some guitar. But at the same time, I was also diagnosed diabetic when I was trying to learn how to like play the guitar. And so poking my fingers all the time was bothering me trying to put my fingers on the strings. And so instead of just getting the calluses from the strings like on my fingers and etc., it was kind of cutting into the little tiny cuts I already had just from poking my finger all the time. So I ended up being like, at the time, so I was overwhelmed with everything. I was like, I can't do this. So I actually never went back to like try to learn more guitar. Like now that I do have the calluses on my fingers from poking myself, you know, I could deal with it a little more. But I never ended up learning more guitar, which is something I would still like to do. I do have a couple other guitars. I have a Vince Neil signed one too, somewhere. Not somewhere. It's in my mom's room. It's just not hanging up though. Ooh, Nerdy Sammy getting a puppy for Christmas. That would be really cute if I did make dog collars. We'll see. We'll see. Edwin family, I'm hoping to do sweatshirts. Like I said, this is going to be like kind of a slowly but surely moving clothing line. Like it's a lot to try to figure out what is comfortable, a good price point for me, because if it's a good price point for me, I'd keep it a good price point for you guys. I don't want to do something that is going to be super high in cost to me, and therefore I have to have it super high in cost for you guys. But it also needs to be quality and comfortable and something that I would wear on a daily basis, because if it's not something I would wear on a daily basis, I cannot sell it. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes time to kind of figure everything out. Paige, if you want to get the Slightly Strange t-shirt, you can go to slightlystrangeshop.com. I have it in the description of this video. At least it should be in the description of this video. Every single time I do a live stream, I try to set something up, and I'm like, it might be working, might not be working. Just like I'm like, is the mic working right now? Obviously it is, because you guys can hear me, but is it a little bit of a sketchy mic? I'm not sure. I tried setting up my Twitch to do more live streams more often. And I was trying to set up my mic and everything, and on Twitch, it just sounds awful. So bad. And I'm like, I'm so used to YouTube. Aw, thank you guys so much for everybody that's like, I love your videos, I love you. Like, honestly, I cannot explain, like, how much I appreciate you guys. Like, I know I've said this before, but for anybody, also anybody who's new from Halloween, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my world of weirdness. Let me introduce myself. I'm Lex. Body painting is my life, always has been since I was like 13 years old. That's when I started doing all of this stuff. Basically, I paint everything in sight, and it's just a huge part of my life. Pretty much if you were like, who is Lex? You'd be like, redhead, from Chicago, paints things, diabetic, likes potatoes. Basically, that's me in a nutshell. Loves arcades, video games. They're great. Great. Creative Misfit, thank you so much. And no, I have not seen Stranger Things 2. I have not seen it yet. You'd be like, Lex, what have you been doing? First off, I've been playing Mario Odyssey, okay? Beat Mario Odyssey. I have 252 moons, okay? If anybody's playing Mario Odyssey, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you're going to be like, Lex, what's going on? That's fine. 252 moons right now. There's like 800 something in the game, so I got a long way to go, but I'm like, you know what, I got to put this game down or else I'm going to get absolutely nothing done with my life. Then I discovered Stardew Valley, which has been out for a long time, but it's like this little farming game, and I'm like, oh my god, I own a farm now, you know, on Stardew Valley. And then apparently, you can marry somebody on Stardew Valley. So basically, it's kind of like Sims, sort of. Like, you get your own little farm, you take care of it, you make it look nice, this and that. And then you go out into the village and everything, and you start talking to people. It's kind of like Animal Crossing, too. You go out to the village, you start talking to people. Now, I didn't have a clue that you can get married to somebody in this game. So I'm like, which is fine. But, like, I'm going to work on my farm. I'm like, why talk to anybody? I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't need to make friends. I don't need to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'll deal with the villagers later, okay? And then I put on Twitter, I'm like, I love Stardew Valley. I'm like, my farm is great. I've got a really good business going. You know, I'm like, I'm selling my crops. I'm growing my crops. I'm going mining. I'm, you know, doing the thing with make the stones look all shiny, selling them and everything. I'm like, you know, my farm is becoming profitable. I really enjoy this. This is great. Long story short, because I'm making it very long, someone's like, oh, who'd you marry in the game? And I'm like, I didn't even talk to any boys. Like, wow, did I just make my real life into a game. I'm like, I am focused on my business. I have a nice farm. I love to work. Wait a minute. I didn't know I needed a relationship. Whoops. Thank you, John. Appreciate it so much. You absolutely rock. Oh, so yeah, the point is, I haven't seen Stranger Things 2. Not yet. Not yet. John, I would play some guitar, but there's just... First off, these aren't even tuned. Like, it would not happen today. Sully Strange is doing well. I'm definitely, like, keeping up with making bracelets and everything. Like, every single time I get an order, like, because it comes to my phone. So, like, every single time I get an order, I'm like, oh my god! That just makes me so happy. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, Slightly Strange has been, like, this... I won't get into it tonight because it's actually really lengthy, kind of sad story. So I don't want to get into, like, sad stuff tonight. But... point is, Slightly Strange has really helped my life in a significant amount of ways, so I was very, very excited to launch it, very excited to be doing this, and I cannot thank you enough for your support with this new business. Lily, I would love to do a meetup in Chicago. I'm trying to figure out how to do a meetup at Woodfield Mall. So we will, we'll get that figured out. Might not be till next year. We'll see, but I'm definitely trying to get a meet and greet set up at Woodfield because I think that's kind of central to everyone in general. Oh, yay! Congratulations, Glitched Gamer. Cute, cute. Kimberly, thank you for asking. I am doing better. I was sick for 8 or 9 days. And here, Diabetes Awareness Month, everybody gets asking about, you know, type 1 and this and that. When you get sick as a type 1 diabetic, okay, let's say somebody else has a cold. Oh my god, if you get it, you are so sick. You're so sick as a diabetic. And on top of that, then your sugars won't come down. Like, even if you take insulin, at least for me, even if you take insulin, your sugar's super high, which can land you in the hospital. So it's just like a nightmare. Like, getting sick is just a nightmare for a diabetic. So I was sick for like 8, 9 days, something like that. I'm finally getting better. My voice still kind of goes in and out a little bit. But it's getting better. Getting better. See ya, Stacy. It is definitely, it's definitely rough being sick and being diabetic, I'm not gonna lie. Lindsay, I just found out there's white sweet potatoes. When I first heard that, I'm like, I don't think so. But there are. It's like something in between a regular potato and a sweet potato as far as, like, health. But I do love all potatoes. I haven't had a potato I don't like, so far, at least. Oh my god, this chat is moving so fast right now. Oh, everyone's like, I love potatoes. Glitch Gamer. Niece is a diabetic, diagnosed in May. What is the best thing to do when her ketones are high? We recently had a problem and her sugar was in the 300s. If you tested the ketones through the sticks, I won't embarrass your niece. If you tested the ketones through the sticks, that's something different than testing ketones through your blood as of recent that I've learned. So what I've always done is I've always just had a lot of water whenever I have ketones turn up like that. And if they continue to be there throughout the day, you gotta go to the hospital. Like, there's just, like, no other way to avoid it. But for me personally, if it's ketones through the sticks, I'll drink a ton of water. eat some food and take some insulin. Like, one thing that people think is they're like, okay, my sugar's high, I'm not going to eat anything at all to try to bring my sugar down. That's actually going to make things worse. Like, I have seen people try to do that, and I'm like, you are being nuts right now. Like, you have to eat food. You have to take your insulin, you know, this and that. You can't just be like, my sugar's high, I have ketones, I'm not eating anything. No. Sometimes doing that is going to add more stress to the body, and then you're not going to be able to get your sugar down. So, like, definitely still eat, drink tons of water. Like, I'm talking about tons of water. And hopefully they go away. But if they don't, you have to go to the hospital. There's just no way around it. I usually don't have ketones pop up unless my sugar is over 400 for several days. But I also know people who will get ketones in the 200s after being in the 200s for a couple of hours. So I would love to come out with Christmas shirts, but I'm not going to have Christmas shirts this year. Give me 1 second. But, sorry. I needed 1 moment. Have you ever considered doing a Slipknot tutorial? I have, but not for December time. When it gets back into January, obviously I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of different things, so definitely feel free to request whatever you guys want to see, honestly. Just put it on my social media, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram. Probably not 100% in the live stream right now because I'm not going to remember everything, but definitely. Oh, thanks, Indigo! Hello! Kaner's doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. It's been a while. I love awkward pauses between responding to comments. I know. It's awful because YouTube doesn't allow you to have, like, you know, the music going or anything in the background, so then it's kind of like, what are you supposed to do? Sit here all weird? Like, I gotta read. I can't talk and read at the same time. Like, I have music in my ear, you know, so I'm like, I'm entertaining myself on my end, but I can't entertain you guys because of the copyright stuff for YouTube, which is a bummer. You know, I mean, I get it, but you know. I am currently not accepting any collabs at this time, just so you guys know. I've got too much going on. Quinn wants to know how old I am. I'm 24. I will be 25 in February. Sorry, I'm just getting emails. YouTube wanted to let me know that I'm live. Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, no, I definitely did not change the cover photo for this. This is still me in the Cayman Islands. Not in the Cayman Islands right now, am I? I'm in the cold. In the cold. A lot planned this December. Actually, yes and no. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not real intense like I am for Halloween for this December. I kind of have some ideas. I don't really have anything like officially filmed yet. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow. Go with the flow for it. But if any of you guys have any suggestions for winter tutorials that you guys would like to see, let me know. I'm also going to be doing some. We'll see. No promises. I'm gonna test out some beauty looks on Made You Look. Usually, I've been doing body paint on Made You Look for years now. But when I first started, I was doing beauty and I was doing body paint. So I may incorporate some of those looks in for December. We will see, or maybe even this. We'll see. Yeah, I thought about Sugar Plum Fairy. I thought would be cute. Maddie B says, how do you maintain your numbers? Just asking. I am a new type 1 diabetic diagnosed August 25th of this year. Geez, you are a really new diabetic. I would love to tell you and be like, yeah, you know what? Numbers are going to be really easy to maintain. They're not. They're going to be all over the place. They're going to be up, down, up, down. It's just going to be a mess for a while. It does get better, but for a while when you're first diagnosed, you're just going to be dealing with things all over the place. One of the best things I can suggest for you if you don't have it is a Dexcom. So this is a CGM. It's a continuous glucose monitor. Like I said, it's called a Dexcom, D-E-X-C-O-M. If you don't have this or they didn't give it to you at the hospital, it is one of the best things that you can get because it will actually alarm your phone if your sugar's low or if your sugar's high. I don't have it set for my sugar being high because it's like after you eat, your sugar is going to go up, you know, no matter what. So it's like you don't want it constantly buzzing after you eat. It's going to be a pain. But it's one of the best things you could have. So that way at the middle of the night or the day or something, you don't feel your sugar going low. It will let you know, and you could set the rate. Like you could set if you want it to go off at 60 or like I said, I don't know if you're U.S. or other the world, but for whatever number you want to consider low, you can enter that in, set what alarm you want. Same thing for whatever number you want to consider high. This reads up to 400 and as low as 40 for U.S. numbers. And also just be careful with exercising. Obviously exercising is always a good thing, but exercising can most definitely make your blood sugar drop. And the reason, I'm going to tell you a story. So you're probably like, wow, Lex, thanks. This is not helping being diagnosed at all. But seriously though, just be careful with exercise. Don't be afraid of it, but just be careful with exercise. Because when I was first diagnosed, I was diagnosed at 13. I went to the gym, like an established gym, and I took a cardio class. I did not carry my tester with me. Carry your tester with you at all times. All times. Do not leave it behind. Always have your tester with you. I didn't have my tester with me because I was just diagnosed. Didn't really know what was going on. I wasn't on insulin yet. Went to the gym, took a cardio class. Now, me being me, you know, I'm in the class. I might have told you guys the story before, but I'm going to tell it again. Me being me, I'm in the class, and, you know, my mom's like, Lexus, she's like, you know, you don't look so good. You should probably slow down. I'm like, no, I'm fine. You know, I want to push myself. I want to get some muscle, some strength. You know, I want to look good. And I'm going a little bit more. My mom's like, Lexus, you need to stop. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And all of a sudden my mom's like, Lexus, you're starting to look blue. And I'm like all of a sudden I just stopped and I'm like, I need to sit down. I walked out of the class. I was 13, by the way, so I was super shy still at the time. I walked out of the class, and I just kind of remember dropping to the floor. I didn't pass out, but I was ready to pass out. And I was laying on the ground, and my hearing was starting to go, and I was very dizzy. I remember everything, my vision, everything was turning blue. I was so scared, and I was like almost ready to cry. I might have cried. I don't really remember. And my mom was like, oh my God. And so at this gym, there is a desk, like a help desk. I was right in front of this help desk, okay? And there was a trainer there. And this downstairs, there was 2 floors of it. So the downstairs, if you guys go to gyms, you probably know what gym I'm talking about. But there was a downstairs level where they have like a cafe. And so my mom gave one of the trainers money. And she's like, could you please go downstairs and get my daughter a Coke? Okay, this trainer, I kid you not, guys, this trainer broke off part of her protein bar and didn't go downstairs. She's like, here. What do you mean here? I am ready to pass out on the floor of your establishment, and my mom is trying to give you some money to run downstairs to buy a Coke. You know, it's not even like my mom's like, oh, can you go get a Coke? We'll pay you back. We'll pay money in her hand, physically in her hand, trying to give this trainer something. She's like, can you get her Coke? Can you get her something with sugar in it? Something liquid. She's diabetic, you know, blah, 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 blah. And this trainer breaks off a piece of her protein bar. She didn't go downstairs. She didn't call for help. She didn't do anything. She just sat there. Oh. So anyways, so after that whole incident, we ended up canceling our membership there. Point is, for any newly diagnosed diabetics, please carry your tester with you. Please carry your tester with you, because in that situation, I have no idea. It was a female trainer. I have no idea what my sugar was. No idea. And to this day, I'm never going to know. And if I had to take a guess, okay, I've been as low as 28, which is very low. Like very low. To give you guys perspective, you're probably like, what? Zero is zero is dead. If you have a 0 blood sugar, you are not alive. So, I had a 28 before, but I had a 28, I was functioning. I was walking. I mean, I was confused, but I was walking around. So, which isn't good, but I mean, I wasn't passed out, or I wasn't on the floor. So I can imagine my sugar was probably in the teens, if I had to take a guess, which is so scary. Like, I wish I would have known, because I would have been like, yeah, I had a real low blood sugar, but here I am, you know, like, kind of like, not like a bragging thing, but kind of a little bit, you know? But, yeah, I'm never gonna know what my blood sugar was. Very scary. Please just always carry your tester around, because if I would have had it, I could have tested, known where I was, and got a better gauge about it. It's extremely important to carry it with you. Maggie wants to know, how did you get over being shy? Interesting story. Justice for Lex. Thanks. That's why I do my Diabetes Awareness Month every November, so things like this don't happen, because people don't think that being a diabetic is a serious thing, and it is, you know? I mean, obviously, I'm very lighthearted about it. I joke around. You know, I do my best to stay positive with everything, but it is a very scary, very serious thing. If someone is diabetic and they have an emergency, and you know, blood sugars like to move around too. So it's just kind of like, sometimes you just don't know. I forgot the question. Hang on, let me scroll back. Oh, how did you get over being shy? Maggie wants to know. So, I don't have any, like, key to getting over being shy. When I was a kid, I was so shy that I, like, used to hide behind my mom, because I was just very nervous. Like, for everybody, I was just so nervous. And, like, when I was in school, and I had to, like, read a paper, I have this very specific memory of when I was in 7th grade. I still remember my teacher's name and everything. No, sorry. I was in 6th grade. Because I was in Arizona. I was in 6th grade, and we wrote this paper. I forgot, like, what the actual theme was to this paper, but I know I wrote about, like, these fairies, and I knew it was super weird that I, like, wrote this whole story about these fairies, and, like, everybody else had, like, really realistic stuff, and here I am, like, being me. And, so anyways, super shy, which is probably really hard to imagine, considering how much I talk and stuff now. But, yeah, so the teacher called on me, and she's like, Lexa, it's like, it's time for you to read in front of the class. I sat and I cried for 20 minutes in front of the entire class. And I wish I was exaggerating on the 20 minutes. Like, if anybody who was in that class with me, if they're in this chat, they could verify that I cried for 20 minutes just to not read the paper in front of the class. And you know what ended up happening? I had to read the paper in front of the class. So the only thing I did was spend 20 more minutes embarrassing myself, okay? Because I was so scared. So point is, I was extremely, extremely shy. But then when I actually went on to YouTube, and this is something that, like, I actually do contribute to YouTube quite a bit. When I went on YouTube, I was still very, very, very shy. Like, if you were to watch my older videos, I'm kind of like, okay, today I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in original. Like, I sound like that instead of sounding like me. And, it's just because I was so scared. And so I used to, you know, like, I would see, like, these other beauty people on YouTube and be like, oh, I gotta, you know, sound, like, sweet and cute and you know, etc. And, too, you know, my mom and my grandma were, like, sleeping in their rooms and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I don't want them to know that I'm filming, because I'm still kind of shy, and I don't know about posting it, you know, on the internet, but then I'm like, you know what, I'm like, you know, I was bullied, I'm a diabetic, and this is what I love to do, and there's gotta be somebody out there that's gonna enjoy what I do, kind of thing. So that's how I got on YouTube. And when I put myself out there to the world, I mean, yeah, you know, I still get comments that aren't that nice. I got comments back then that weren't that nice, and sometimes there's nothing you can do to avoid that kind of stuff. But the thing is that when I started putting myself out there, I all of a sudden realized that when you're growing up, very often you are in a school that might not have other kids, if you're weird, you know, might not have other kids that have the same interests. So you feel very, very, very alone, you're very nervous, you're very shy to talk to people, you're very worried about what people are going to think about you, etc. But as you get older, you start to realize that the world is such a huge place. There's somebody out there that loves what you do, loves who you are, and thinks you're awesome. And you know what? I think you guys are awesome. So when it came to me like getting over being shy, I suddenly realized that all these experiences that I had in my life, whether it was being diabetic or being bullied or like all these negative or positive things that I've experienced in my life, now I could soon share that with other people and I could help other people or change other people's lives. And it might not be the case like that for every single person because you might not be getting on YouTube like, you know, sharing your whole life, which is fine. But as you get older, you realize you're better off loving yourself and better off loving who you are than being so worried about what anybody else thinks about you because you're an individual for a reason and you should embrace that. And that's like the best thing about you is that you are who you are because if you're just like everybody else, that's super boring, you know? So there's no reason to be shy. There's really no reason to be shy. Thanks, Cody. No, you're awesome. Most embarrassing story Carly wants to know. You know, I don't remember. I don't ever know any, like, embarrassing stories off the top of my head. But when I do think of embarrassing stories, like, what comes to mind is when I was in 3rd grade and I was walking next to my, like, major crush at the time, which is funny because I ended up dating him later on in life, like, when I was, like, 18. But, anyways, I was walking next to him, and we were on, like, a field trip, like, walking to, like, not a field trip, we were going to the gym, I think, and we were going to the forest preserve. Long story short, I ran into a wooden pole, because I was so into what he was saying, and I think he was talking about Pokemon at the time. Just full-blown, like, BAM! Like, hard, too, not just, and it wasn't, like, a thin wooden pole, like, it was one of those where it was like, you could clearly see a wooden pole in front of your face, and it just ran right into it. Oh, thank you, Alligator. Appreciate it. You're awesome. Harmony Daily. I love Joey. He's so sweet. Yeah, I know. I honestly, to this day, I still remember that. I mean, like, I wish I could think of, like, other embarrassing stories, but what's interestingly enough is that, like, I mean, with being super shy when I was a kid, like, I kind of have, like, embarrassing stories from when I was, like, younger because I was just embarrassed easily, but, like, now that I'm older, it's really hard to embarrass me. It's really hard. There was something that was really embarrassing not long ago. A couple years ago, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago, I was at the post office, like, and I had a lot of orders, and, this, like, guy behind me, he was like, you're probably like, wow, these aren't embarrassing at all. I forgot what he said to me. Hang on, I need to restart my story. So I was at the post office a couple years ago, I was doing orders, and, a big line started to form, it was around Christmas time, and this old guy behind me, and I was surprised, it was, like, an older man, and he was like, something about, like, why are you blocking, like, everybody's time, like, we all have stuff that we have to send kind of situation, and I'm thinking, like, I'm just a teenager trying to, oh, no, it was more than a couple years ago then, because I remember I was thinking, like, I'm just a teenager trying to start a small business, like, leave me alone, I'm doing what I can, you know, and, so yeah, anyways, but because of that old man's comment, I almost left the post office crying. Like, my face was so red, and, like, oh my god, it was horrible, it was, like, mortifying at the time. But yeah, I was like, Hunter wants to know, what is my favorite color? Blue. Love blue. Specifically, my brush is blue. That's why they're blue. Oh, this blue. I do like. Very nice. Nicole! Yes, I do remember you, of course. Hope you're doing well. I don't remember where we met, but I absolutely remember you. Because I know we kept running into each other. Gone to the Edge. How does it feel to have almost 2.4 million subscribers? Ah, it's crazy! It's crazy, crazy, crazy. When I hit 2.5, I'm gonna have a freaking meltdown. Like, can I show my nails? Bubblegum wants. They're not anything, like, fancy this time. They're, like, faded white and pink. I mean, they're nice, but, like, I don't have a design or anything. Party! Jacob, do I like living in Chicago? If so, what's my favorite part of being here? Well, I do love being in Chicago. One thing that I don't like is the winter. It's interesting because, like, I like winter, but I don't like it being so dark all the time. Like, it really makes me feel like I'm gonna freak out, and not in a good way. But I do love the cold, and I do really like the snow and stuff like that. So it's kind of a back and forth. But overall, I do really like being here. I love the food here. Love the food. I love Portillo's. I love Italian beefs. I love fries. I love pizza puffs. It's good. It's good. And of course, I love my Blackhawks. Do I have a Lamborghini? I would love to have a Lamborghini, but no, I don't. The day I can get a Lambo is the day I'm like, success. I'm kidding. But no, I don't. But I would. But I don't. Emily, do you have any tattoos? I do. I have a diabetic ribbon on my hip. That is the only one I have right now, though. Oh my god. Lower Michigan, we got snow. We got snow yesterday. It's not on the ground, though. David, do you play any games? Like I said earlier, like you guys are probably like, wow, of course, Lex. What I said earlier is that I've been playing Mario Odyssey and then Stardew Valley. I also just got the new Sonic game, by the way. But that's what I've been playing as of recent. Cheyenne, do I do anything other than YouTube? Yes. I run 2 businesses. One of which is a clothing line that I just started. The other is a makeup brush line as well as an eyeliner line. I do all the packing and everything myself. Outside of that, if I am being hired, which I actually took the year off, so you guys are probably like, yeah, right. I will go to shows, I will teach at events, stuff like that for body painting, or do other body painting and etc. type of events. I do quite a bit, honestly, outside of YouTube. I kind of do what I can, you know. I try to fill my day with productive things. And if I'm not doing that, I'm either playing video games or painting something. Actually, you know what I really want to do? I really want to learn how to do all the cosplay stuff. Like, I want to learn how to do, like, the weapons and stuff like that, so that's probably be something I'm going to be focusing on when I have time. Night King wants to know how many piercings I have. If you want to actually do them individually, like, if you're counting, like, one piercing, like, earlobes, like, 1, 2, I have 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8. Oh, I love Cupquake. She's so nice. Oh, I honestly, like, I'm really excited about going to California. Like, I'm going to be back and forth between California and Chicago, but, like, I'm really excited to be, like, go out there and, like, see my friends. And, like, hang out with people. Because I never get to hang out with people because, you know, I'm in Chicago. Which is a bummer. As far as, like, being around other YouTubers and stuff. Nerdy Sammy, I don't have my industrial anymore. I took it out a long time ago. I had an industrial when I was 16 to 18. I had my industrial. Years old. It didn't heal right, so I took it out. No, you know what's funny? Beth, a lot of people read my channel as Mad Eye You Look, which it blows my mind because I'm like, I mean, I could see it. As soon as someone said about it, I could see it. Like, I'm like, okay, Mad Eye, I could see it. But then I'm like, what do you do with the W? And then I'm like, what is a look? You know? But my channel name actually ended up being, I need to take more insulin. My channel name ended up being Made You Look spelled that way because at the time, my channel, Made You Look, or Made You Look with a U, it was always supposed to be MADEULOOK. But at the time, the channel name was taken. So I had to get creative with how to write it. Jordan wants to know, what is your zodiac sign? I am an Aries. I am a Pisces. Testing the blood sugar. My birthday is February 24th. Oh my god, I really need to take insulin. So, for anybody who was just saying about ketones, high blood sugars, whatever, my sugar right now is 403. I need insulin now. Which, I already took insulin. Here, okay. We're about to do a calculation, guys. So earlier I had fries, and I had Italian beef. And that's probably like, I don't know, probably like, with how much I ate, probably like 90 carbs, something like that. I take 1 unit per 10 carbs. So earlier I ended up taking 7 units of insulin because at the time my sugar was only 60. So I took a little less than I should have. But now my sugar is 403, which is really, really high. Like really high. Like I need to get that down like now. But the problem is, has my insulin kicked in yet? Therefore, how much more insulin should I take? Kind of situation. Because you don't want to take too much. And then, needle warning for anyone who's going to have a meltdown. I'm just going to take a couple more. Because I need to get this down. Not the goods. Oh, I love all the blue hearts, thanks. It is, yeah. Yeah, I like the pens a lot more than doing the vials, or I've never had vials, my gram had vials. But these pens are great because the needle just screws on like this, and that's it. And then you just unscrew it. And like, obviously it's not going to come out or anything, so it's great. I have them for both. I do like. I definitely like them more than vials. And it's really easy too because you dial it through here, like that. So it's really simple. Instead of trying to like, you know. Needles, how do you get over the fear? You just have to. You just have to. Like, when I was first diagnosed, I was really, really scared of needles. And I would feel like I was going to pass out with blood. So it's like, great, being diagnosed diabetic, perfect. It's just something you have to get over. For the first couple months when I first started doing insulin, my mom would give me my shot. It was really, really, really hard because I was like, you know, either crying or ready to cry because I was just nervous, I was scared, and then like trying to do it myself. You know, it's one of those you don't want to hurt yourself, so you're like holding the, like if this is like over my leg, you're like holding the pen, and you're like, like one of those, like, you know, you're just like so scared, you're like, I can't do it. If you're like this, you're like, you're wanting to go like, okay, okay, and then you're like, you know, like one of those. And then eventually one day you just go, you're just like, done. You just get used to it. You have to. Because if you don't, it can kill you. So it's like you have to do it. You have to get over it. You have to move forward. You can't be like, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I have a phobia. You don't have a choice. You know, you have to do it. So, very big face your fears kind of situation. But once you have it, once you're used to doing it, sometimes you'll hit a vein or like a nerve, and then it's like, dear God, it's pain. But most of the time, it doesn't really hurt that much. Yeah, actually, you know what? Pricking your finger, in my opinion, hurts more than taking insulin. Even though it's just a tiny little needle for your finger. Stina wants to know, does it ever bother you that more people don't understand what it's like to have diabetes, especially type 1? No. It doesn't bother me that people... It doesn't bother me when people don't understand. What bothers me is when people don't understand something and then they assume something. Like, if I could teach things to people, the first thing I would teach is, if you have a question about something, you're better off asking about something and then having someone say they'd rather not talk about it. Instead of being like, you know what, I think that more than likely Alexis had too many Skittles growing up, and so now she's type 1. That's ridiculous. And then you don't sound like an intelligent person, and the person you're saying that to doesn't feel like you're an intelligent person either. You're better off saying like, oh, Lex, how did you get diagnosed type 1? And I would answer, I would be like, well, they actually don't know how type 1 is developed right now. Chances are it's probably genetic. They think that when I was diagnosed with pneumonia, that I had it in my genes, and because my body was so broken down from having pneumonia, that the type 1 came forward, because my body started to attack itself. Much different than, oh, I think probably Lex is probably diagnosed because, you know, she had too much candy growing up. Dumb thoughts, you know? And that's the kind of stuff that goes around the internet, is a bunch of jokes of like, don't eat that dessert, you're gonna be diagnosed diabetic, which is ridiculous, because it's like, you know, people don't think about stuff like this. Here, I'll give you an example. Let's see these cheddar bunnies, okay? Love cheddar bunnies, they're so good. Okay, so these cheddar bunnies, 51 crackers is 19 carbs. If I go and I get a small candy bar, it's probably less carbs than this, making this worse for a diabetic than a small candy bar. Knowledge. So it's not that it bothers me when people don't understand being a type 1 diabetic or a diabetic or really any kind of illness in general. It's when people make assumptions instead of just asking and educating themselves. That's all. It's as easy as that. Some people won't want to talk about it. Some people are embarrassed. Some people are just, in general. The thing is too, though, you know, I'll tell you, a lot of diabetics, okay, the reason they don't want to talk about it and the reason they're embarrassed is because so many people will assume, sorry, am I going on a rant? So many people will assume things about them. And then that makes them like, you know what, I don't want to get into it with you. Because if I ever had somebody in person tell me that kale, okay, can cure me being type 1, and I just don't want to cure myself, which I have people tell me online. They're like, oh, you know what, it's because you don't eat kale. Or because you don't eat okra. And I'm like, what? And I've had people tell me, well, if you're just too lazy, you don't want to cure yourself. You know, I love taking shots every day of my life. It's great. I also love testing my blood sugar. I love dealing with lows. I love being sweaty, confused, not knowing where I am, feeling like I'm going to pass out, getting migraines, and not necessarily knowing anything about my life when my sugar's high. Great. Love it every day. It's just because I don't want to eat kale. Blows my mind. So anyways, point is, just so you know, kale will not cure type 1. Okay, nothing, there's no cure for type 1 as of right now. You can have friends, you can have family, you can have anybody in the world, and you can be like, well, they eat this, and they're cured. They're not cured, they're just doing really well. That's it, you're not cured. So, anyways, point is, there is no cure for type 1, and if there's ever a situation that you're curious about something, it's better just to ask the person than to assume. Is really overall, you know what I mean? Overall, the better thing. Because like I said, worst comes to worst, they're just like, you know, I don't really feel like talking about it. And then you're like, oh, no worries, you know, it's totally fine. Completely understand. That's fine. Just fine. Right. No, I totally understand about, like, seeing, like, diabetic jokes and stuff. Like, it is hard, as far as seeing, like, diabetic jokes online of, like, John has 50 candy bars, and he takes away 2. What does John have? People are like, diabetes, you know? That it's not funny because that is what's adding to people thinking that diabetics are diabetic from eating sweets. You know? And people don't consider there's sugar in everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, if it was truly, like, even if, let's just say type 1 specifically, if that stuff was caused by sugar, everyone in the world would be diabetic. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Anima Solo. Wow! Ah, that's amazing! Having your A1C to the 6s is incredible. Mine's usually in the 7s. That's always been a goal to get down to the 6s. That's nuts. That is nuts. That's so good. I'm so proud of you right now. Like, honestly, that's so hard to do. Last name, first name. Well, your puppy will be in the video soon. Or be in a video soon. That dog does not like cameras. Like, the only time he likes cameras is when he's getting a bark box on Snapchat. Or, like, he's okay with Snapchat, but, like, he won't come, like, if he sees an actual camera, like I'm using a webcam right now, or if he sees, like, my actual camera, he always goes the other way. I don't know what his problem is. He doesn't like them. Zach, I do not watch basketball. I'm sorry. Elise, what's a project that you wish you had time to do? I wish I had time... I wish I had time to make Sombra's gun from Overwatch. You guys are probably like, wow, Lex, that is groundbreaking of wishing you had time to do. I wish I had time to make Sombra's gun from Overwatch. Because there's this video, and I forgot what her name, how to pronounce her name. It's like Kamui Cosplay, something like that. It's Kamui Cosplay. Oh my god, her videos are incredible. Like, the stuff that she does is incredible. So I wish I had time. I wish I had time to be able to do some of her videos. David, my honeymoon phase, and for those of you guys who are like, what's a honeymoon phase? They say, like, when you're diagnosed diabetic, that some people go through a honeymoon phase, whereas it's like, you're diabetic, but your sugars aren't high yet. Well, I was diagnosed when I was 13, and then I went on insulin when I was 14. So, and when I was diagnosed in my honeymoon phase, actually. So as far as I know, I would say 6 months to a year. Something like that. Hey, Blake, alright, calm down. I got my Christmas tree up here because I've got to film some December videos. Okay? Okay? And it's cute. You know, like? It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Oh, I saw a question. Gotta scroll back up. Squad of Wizards. I never asked this, but what inspired you to do what you do on your channel? I'm going to give a really short answer to this, because it can be lengthy and it's a lot of stories. But I've always done what I do on my channel. Like, it's not something like, oh, I saw, like, this or that, and etc. I've always done the type of art that I do on my channel. Like, I just put a piece of me online, basically. I see some questions about some of my old friends. Some of my old friends I don't really talk to anymore. So if you notice that your question's not being answered, that's probably the answer. Which is fine, but... Favorite insect? Lightning bugs. When are you going on tour? Man, I would love, I would love to go on tour. I would love to go on tour. David, that's amazing. A 5.8 A1C. Wow. Oh my god. You guys are making me feel like my A1C is so high. You guys are so funny. I'm like, you guys are probably like, wow, this is very, very silent. I'm just like reading all the comments. It is 9:30 here. Some questions are tough. Like, I just had a question from Tim. Movie you might be shy to say that you actually love. Like, I couldn't even think of anything because I'm like, if there's a movie I love it. I'm not shy. I don't care. You know. Thanks, Tyra. Bubbles, Ducks, and Kylie's. How do you keep your videos so original and creative? I find if I try to put out a creative video, I get less views and more hate than I do. It's a trending theme. Advice. This is a huge problem on YouTube right now. And I mean, it's a huge problem on YouTube right now because, and it's not even, I guess, on YouTube, it's on all social media because the problem is that right now, this isn't how it always used to be. If we go back like 3 years ago, okay, people on the internet weren't so trend following, but now because it's like all these major social, I'm not going to pick on anybody, but like all these major social media websites and etc., they guide you to see and follow the crowd because they're like, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, and they're like, everyone on the internet is freaking out. Everyone on the internet is this. Everybody's doing this. And so it's like, it's hard for you to break away from what's trending because it's going to affect your life if you don't do what's trending, and it's just overall a pain. Biggest problem on YouTube right now, one of the problems on YouTube right now, is that you have to use these clickbait titles. I hate clickbait titles. I think they're annoying. I don't understand really, honestly, how people are clicking on clickbait titles because you're aware at this point that they're clickbait titles. So why is that making you want to click things? I don't know. I don't get it. I've been having to do that. It's like before Halloween time. Like during Halloween, I just titled it what I would have titled it a long time ago. But like other than that, I've been having to do the like, wow, can't believe this happened. And it's just like, it's just something that you have to do as far as social media, or else it's just going to be really hard for people to see your video. I can't tell you. I don't work for social media sites. I know things are pretty messed up in the social media world right now, but honestly, if you're doing original artwork, keep doing you. I mean, it's better to do creative and original pieces and etc. Like I noticed that too when I do like original stuff that like views are lower or etc. One of the things, like when it's your livelihood, it makes a difference. Like if you're doing this as a career, like at this point in my life, YouTube is a very large part of my career, so stuff like that does matter. But when you're just doing this, no matter what, you have to do it because you love it. You know, like I said, it gets to a point where you do have to worry about views and you do have to worry about numbers. But when you're just starting out and stuff, just do it because you love it. Don't worry so much about the views because you don't have to at that point. And it's like if you're gonna be stressing about that kind of stuff in the beginning, you know, it's one of those like when you're a child, enjoy being a kid kind of thing. Like don't rush to get all these views and everything. You know, it's like do what you love. You know. Although the view thing has been a problem as well. I do personally believe that some social media websites will control who they give views to and who they don't. Or I do think a lot of people at this point buy subscribers. I think a lot of people are not on the right track anymore. I have not seen the Instagram comedian issues. Like, I don't really know what's going on with stuff. To be honest with you, like, I follow, like, drama, not at all. I was gonna say to an extent, but what I was originally gonna say, I follow news to an extent. I don't follow drama at all, because I just don't care. Like, I think the internet revolves a lot around drama now, and I think it's a very unfair thing to happen. And for me to say something unfair, it's like a major problem, because I'm never like, this isn't fair. Like, that's actually one of those things that really drive me nuts, when people are like, this isn't fair. Because sometimes you just have to deal with it, you know what I mean? But anyways, I don't really follow drama, because it's kind of like, I feel like by supporting drama on social media and supporting people who cause drama on social media, supporting people who are involved in drama on social media, only makes it more relevant. And then when that makes that more relevant, it makes it harder for creators like myself or anybody else who does things in the creative aspect, or things that are not drama, things that are positive, things that are happy. It makes it a lot harder on us. And I would rather have the creativity, the positivity come forward than the drama dominating things. Zach, who's your favorite original YouTuber? I love Goldie Starling. I love her in person. I love her online. She is great. I also love Candy Johnson. Thanks, Georgia, for loving my Christmas decorations. Oh yeah, absolutely. So people who are wondering what an A1C is, it is a measure of your blood sugar over a period of 3 months, and then it gives you a number basically to tell you how you're doing. Like if your sugars are really high or if they're low and good and etc. Basically, this lets you know as a diabetic how you're doing. How do you feel about ColourPop at Sephora? I have never used ColourPop in my life. I know. I don't think I've ever used it. Ever. I don't even think I own ColourPop at all. Horses can run free. My insulin pump keeps yelling at me. I need to change it, but I don't want to move. Wow, the feels. I don't have an insulin pump, but my Dexcom was screaming at me the other day to enter my blood sugar in, but my phone was like on the other side of the room, and I was like, ah! It's funny because like the Dexcom, if you need to put your blood sugar in, if you need to enter it in, like when you first start your continuous glucose monitor, it will have you enter your blood sugar in from a finger prick, so that way it will kind of get its starting number to go off. Anyways, but it starts out as a buzz. It goes buzz, buzz, like bzz, bzz, like that, you know, to enter your blood sugar in. And then if you ignore it, it goes beep. Okay? And then if you don't enter, it goes beep. And then if you don't enter, it starts going like beep. And you're like, ah! So loud. It like screams at you. Marie, I'm with you on loving tacos. Danny wants to know, would you wish to be born in a different era or different area or country, or why? Oh, I was like going to scratch my ear, and then I forgot this music was in. Actually, I'm just going to take it out of my ear because it's driving my ear a little nuts right now. A different era. No. I mean, like, sometimes, like, you know, you kind of think you're like, oh, things would be, like, so much better without this and that, but the thing is, I like, more so I wish I could just change the way my generation acts, as opposed to being in a different era, because I like being in the era that I'm in, I love being able to have access to the internet and being able to do what I do and be in such a creative field and have that be an okay thing. And I love technology and like just everything we have access to. But I really, really hate how dramatic my generation is. Like, I just don't get along with a lot of my generation because I just don't like drama and I like to be different and I don't like that everyone follows everybody else. But I'm sure that probably happened in other eras too. It's just that there wasn't the internet to provide a mass view of how crazy the world is now. So as far as era, no, I'm comfortable with the era I live in. I do wish things were different, though, a little more calm. And as far as being born in a different country, I like being in the U.S. I mean, I think it'd be cool, like, see, like, what the UK is like and, you know, stuff like that. But, I mean, there's no reason I can't travel there and see what it's like either. You know what I mean? Zach, do I have the iPhone X yet? No, I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm probably like, of the social media influencers, I'm probably very against the herd, I guess, right now for getting it. But I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm a big fan of Apple. I really am. Obviously, I've got my AirPods and everything. I've got an iPhone. I'm on a Mac right now. But I just don't know why it's any different than what I have. You know, I mean, like, I really like the front screen and everything. I do like the idea of the higher camera. And then you're probably like, Lex, what do you want it to do? What else do you want them to do? You want it to you know, have a robot that comes out of the phone to make you tacos? Like, I don't know what else they could do to improve it or make it different. Also, I really want a Frosty, so I'm probably going to go get one in like 10 minutes. But, I can't justify it. I as of right now, at least, I can't justify the price and what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I'm trying to think of like what they could. Yeah, exactly. How awesome! Ninja Squirrel here, lovely name by the way, says Apple has now what Samsung had in 2015. I don't disagree with that. And I've always been an Apple fan. So I've never really, I mean, I used to have an Android when I was younger, but I wouldn't switch particularly at this time. Actually, I thought about switching to a Samsung. It was just me being lazy and not wanting to get to know a new phone because when I went to the Samsung release, it was Casey Neistat's event, and I was there. Phone looked sick, but I just lazy. I just didn't want to switch over. Oh, right. Sounds like you better test your sugar again first before you get a Frosty. Good point, good point. I totally forgot my sugar was so high, actually. Alyssa, do you know anything about EpiPens? Are they similar to your insulin pen? I don't know that much about EpiPens. I think. I don't know, though, so absolutely no one in this stream right now believe what I'm saying, because I don't know. I think an EpiPen, don't you just press that down into the skin and then it releases? I think. Because insulin pens aren't like that. You have to dial it and then you press it from the top. I think EpiPens you just stick into the skin and press down and that releases it. I think. There we go. EpiPens are not similar to insulin. Well, no. Obviously, EpiPens are for allergy. I think we're trying to talk about, like, as far as, like, how they go into the skin. Yes, EpiPen is auto-inject. Okay, there we go. Into the muscle, right. And insulin does not go into your muscle. And obviously, EpiPens are for allergies and insulin is for diabetics. But that's the obvious. Right. That's just like, I think glucagons go into the muscle. I'm pretty sure, if I have any medical people here. Just got here. What's going on? We're just chilling. We're just talking. Wait. Mandy, I was in Iowa City. I was there last week. I went to the game. I went to the football game. Ha! I was at the Ohio State game. Thank you, Nina, for enjoying my eyeliner. Addie, do you carry your insulin pen with you at all times? Yes, I do. I always have my insulin. She's right here in my cupcake bag because type 1 is not caused by sugar. And then I also have a pancreas. And I have my insulin, my tester, all my needles, and everything in here. If you ever see me in person, I'll have it. Kid on the inside, am I doing any sales for Black Friday? I have not decided yet. I'm not sure yet. Lewis Rainbow, how do I keep my skin so clear? Okay, I have been, if anybody watches my second channel, which I really don't update that often, I did a video that was sponsored by Sunday Riley. Okay, I had been using Sunday Riley previous to the video as of all of my sponsored videos. I'm familiar with the line and etc. before I recommend it to somebody, but in that video, they had sent me their sulfur mask, and at the time, it was just released, so I was like, oh, I'll go back and do an update of how I liked it. Holy cow. Their sulfur mask and their UFO oil, I've always done PCA. I've always been, like, really, really, really on with skincare, because I'm licensed in aesthetics. But I've always been on top of things like that. I have actually switched over all of my skincare to just the Sunday Riley UFO oil and the Sunday Riley sulfur mask. Incredible products. Like, I would announce to the world, which I kind of am right now, like, how incredible these two products are. And then I've been using the, I'm not sure how you say it, it's like Boscia, something like that. It's like B-O-S-I-A, something like that. I've been using their charcoal hydrator. Those are the three things I've been using. But now that it's getting more towards winter, I'm thinking that hydrator is not being strong enough for my skin, because, like, I can see my forehead and stuff is getting dehydrated. So I might be switching that, but I've been using that all fall and all summer, and it was doing a really good job. And all their charcoal products are really, really good too. But wow, like, that UFO oil is incredible. I used to get cystic acne on my forehead that would come back constantly. And as long as I'm using that every single day, this is a personal experience, obviously. I can't be like, oh yeah, it'll work for you. But that UFO oil, I can't even explain it to you. And you don't even have to use that much either. And not only that, you could always just, like, spot treat with it. It's one of the best products I've ever used in my life. I'll go on television and tell you that. Like, it's the best product I've ever used. Emily, there will be plus sizes in Slightly Strange. I promise you there will be. It's just getting everything going right now. I'm hoping to have plus sizes for a winter release. Absolutely. Oh, Nicole! Ah, that'd be so amazing! I haven't seen any of the Avatar stuff yet. Like, I'm dying to go. I was trying to get somebody... if you're still watching this stream, I know you were here earlier, miss. I was trying to get somebody to go with me to Disney around Halloween, but she couldn't because she was busy. We were trying to get over there. So we'll see. She's probably like, sorry, Lex. Patsy, yeah, all the time when I was in school. Deidre, would I do custom bracelets on Slightly Strange? Yes, definitely. If you, as far as, like, sizing and stuff goes, if there is a bracelet that you see on the website that you really like, and you're like, I'm not a 7.5 wrist, and you really, truly are actually planning on getting it, shoot me over an email and just let me know which bracelet you're wanting and what size you want me to make it, and I can definitely make it for you. Danny, in summarization, to summarize, do I find it hard to differentiate myself from the masses on YouTube? Yeah, or do I find myself working harder to do so? Not necessarily. Like, it's not hard to be yourself. It's not hard to be different. What's hard is to do that and do it successfully. Because I've found that it's become a very mass thing, and that a lot of companies and a lot of people will only, or a lot of articles, a lot of things will only share people that blend in with everybody else. It used to be a time where we would share people's differences. Now it seems like we share a lot of people that look exactly the same, act the same, say the same thing, and etc. So it's not necessarily so hard for me to be myself. I always want to be myself. It's hard when you see some things of like your dreams, okay? Like let's just say you're like, it's my dream to work with this company. But then you're like, this company won't work with you because you don't wear a push-up bra, or you don't curl your hair, or you don't, I don't know, you don't look like other people, you're not doing that type of thing. Like, it's very difficult to continue to accept that you just have to keep going as who you are, and that who you are is good enough in a land of people that just want to be the same. That can be hard. But at the same time, it's better to be who you are than to try to be like everybody else, because you don't want to lose yourself just because someone might share you. You know what I mean? Miss Sue, my wrist is a 7. My wrist is 7 inches. These are 7 inches. And so my wrist is smaller. I think my wrist is 6.5. But I like my bracelets a little loose, so they can slide around and stuff. I don't like them to be super tight to my wrist. But on the website, I make them 7.5. So if anybody needs a custom size, you could always shoot me an email. It's on the website. It's on slightlystrangeshop.com. Thanks, Ninja Squirrel. Emily, are the beads sharp at all? No, they're not. They're totally very, very comfortable to wear. I was actually, speaking of sharp beads, I don't know if you've seen this or not. That might be why you're asking. I saw these blue crystal beads, and I bought them, and I put them on a bracelet, like, to test out. I test out everything. Like, I don't know, that's just me. But to test out on a bracelet, and they were so beautiful, but they were so sharp on my wrist that I never ended up putting them into the shop. Because they just weren't comfortable. They're beautiful, but they weren't comfortable. So, no, all these are totally fine. Carol, right now, for Slightly Strange, we go up to XL, but I will be having more sizes, like, soon. Hello to everybody that's saying hi. I'm seeing like a lot of comments about some friends of mine, and there's some friends I don't really talk to anymore. So if I'm not answering your comment, it's not anything like it's fine, but just so you know, I don't talk to everybody anymore. Sorry, Nerdy Sammy, you're like, okay, I went back watching on my phone. I'm probably gonna get going soon. Elena, the smallest size is gonna be extra small. Why did you stop talking to your friends? Sometimes people just move on in life. That's all. No big. Friends come and go. Oh, thanks, Tim, is my full name, Lex, because it's pretty. My full name is Alexis. With a Y. Alexys. Courtney, are your nails real? No, they're not. They are acrylics. I have not seen the Stranger Things 2. I've not seen Stranger Things 2. I've seen Stranger Things 1, but I have not seen the second one yet. And honestly, it's because, like, I need a period of time that I could sit and binge watch it, and at the same time, I don't feel like sitting and binge watching something, so I don't know how long it's going to be until I see Stranger Things 2, but I really want to see it! What is the weather like? Jake wants to know. It is cold. It is cold. Very, very cold. Actually, it's not horrible. It's pretty cold, but it's not horrible. Let me see what the actual weather is. It was snowing yesterday. It is currently 37 degrees out. And cloudy. And it's gonna rain. Great. Also, I think I'm probably going to get going. I just wanted to stop in and like chat with you guys. I am going to probably getting a new video up this upcoming week and etc. But if I've been like MIA, it's because I've been working on stuff. I've been doing slightly strange stuff. Go to slightlystrangeshop.com. Get your Slightly Strange t-shirt. Get your Slightly Strange bracelets. Go to madeyoulookbylex.com. Get your Made You Look brushes. Get your Made You Look eyeliner. Support a small business. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for tuning into my stream. And good nights.